Festus Claus, the son of Santa, and I've got a thing for frost.
Hi, welcome to this week's midweek warm-up. We're in a new room in the Outdoorsman Church.
But it's still the youth room.
Yeah, there's been some shuffling going on, but that's okay. All that aside, we're going through chapter 23.
Should have done it last week, but we had a conference.
We did, and it was a great conference. But
now we're tired.
Yeah.
We need a vacation, more vacation.
Yeah. So Job 23
follows 22.
Well, 22 was which one? Eliphaz.
Eliphaz the Truman.
Being not very kind.
But then getting things right at the very end.
Yeah. Even though he, again, still misapplies because he's presuming
Job's guilty.
that Job is guilty. Which, again, as far as they could tell, symptomatically, it looked like he was.
Looked guilty?
Not that he looked guilty because of
He's a criminal.
evidence or something. As far as, like, he didn't actually do any... He did not commit any crimes or anything. It's not like he had a murder weapon hidden or... Anyway.
I bet he had a beard. They made him look guilty.
You say so.
Yeah.
So he's guilty.
Him.
Anyway. So Job responds.
That he's guilty. Or does he?
Would you read him?
I will. I suppose. I think I can still do that. Okay, Job chapter 23. The Job answered and said, "Even today my complaint is bitter. My hand is listless because of my groaning. Oh, that I knew where I might find him, that I might come to his seat. I would present my case before him, and fill my mouth with arguments. I would know the words which he would answer me, and understand what he would say to me. Would he contend with me in his great power? No, but he would take note of me. There the upright could reason with him, and I would be delivered forever from my judge. Look, I go forward, but he is not there, and backward, but I cannot perceive him. When he works on the left hand, I cannot behold him. When he turns to the right hand, I cannot see him. But he knows the way that I take. When he has tested me, I shall come forth as gold. My foot is held fast to his steps. I have kept his way and not turned aside. I have not departed from the commandment of his lips. I have treasured the words of his mouth more than my necessary food. But he is unique, and who can make him change? And whatever his soul desires, that he does. For he performs what is appointed for me, and many such things are with him. Therefore I am terrified at his presence. When I consider this, I am afraid of him. For God made my heart weak, and the Almighty terrifies me. Because I was not cut off from the presence of darkness, and he did not hide deep darkness from my face." So what do you think?
I really like verse 13.
Yes, it's a verse. What about it?
It says, but he is unique, and who can make him change? Just the concept of Job is acknowledging that God is God alone, and there's no one like him, and there's no one who can control him or make him change, and we can't make him choose what we want him to choose. We can't make him do anything. And as frustrating sometimes as that might be because we want our way, that's an amazing and awesome and quite necessary aspect of who God is, that no one can make him do anything, no one can change him, and nothing about him changes. He is always the same.
Like it says that somewhere in the Bible.
Anyway, it's encouraging to me.
It said it was encouraging to Job, except he's the one that said it. Okay, so we'll ignore verse 1 because that's Job answered.
Then Job answered and said...
That's a really deep one there. Then Job answered.
Well, I mean, we could make it deep, like he's specifically responding to his friend.
Yes, but he answered with words because he said something.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big step. Let's unpack that right there. Go on for the next hour
Use
about his
words.
opening with said.
I couldn't make an hour.
She can fall asleep. I don't blame her. It is almost 11 o'clock. And that's P. Okay, we'll go on from there. So verse 2, even today my complaint is bitter. My hand is listless because of my groaning. So obviously, he's basically saying that he is upset. Understandably. He's been upset. Probably been upset for weeks, if not months at this point. We don't really have a good clue as to how long this has been taking, but it's taken a while. This is not a brand new event type thing for him. And he has basically been complaining so long that, well, in a state of complaint and soreness that he just cannot stay still really at this point. And so he's fidgeting because of the pain, which, if you've ever been there, you'll understand. It's not fun. But then he immediately goes into, oh, that I know where I might find him, that I might come into a seat, and I present my case before him and fill my mouth with arguments. So if you ever heard Carmen's song, where he's talking about the great throne room, and Jesus is the champion there, but he's also the lawyer that comes in and pleads the case for the sinner. And that's basically what Job is asking for here. Is he wants to go be in the courtroom and have his case heard before God. But he's acknowledging that God is both the judge here and is the defense attorney. And he's saying that I would present my case before him and fill my mouth with arguments. I would know the words which he would answer me, understand what he would say to me. So he's saying he already knows what's going to happen because he knows he's innocent. And he continues here when saying, would he contend with me in his great power? No, but you take note of me. There the upright could reason with them, and I could be delivered forever, my judge. So he's basically saying, I know I'm innocent. God knows I'm innocent. Why can't I plead my case before him? Why am I being punished without getting my fair case heard here? And it's understandable. He has no reason to know why he's in the state that he's in. Obviously his friends think they do, but his friends are really poor friends, we've established, because they're looking at circumstances and not what reality is.
Well, it doesn't seem like any of them have prayed for understanding or direction, or I don't know. It doesn't sound like they're seeking God. It sounds like they're using their logic to interpret what they think is happening or what they think God is doing.
Yeah, it's like we said probably months ago at this point, but they're playing the old man card and saying, we know better than you, we know what's going on. We've seen what the flood did firsthand, although it was secondhand for them. But they're saying that they know that that's how bad people go. Bad people do bad things, God kills them. There, they got their punishment. Hooray. So they're saying, Job, your family got killed. You did something wrong. That's the long and short of it. And Job obviously is saying, I'm innocent. I haven't done anything. Why has this all happened to me? And there really isn't the understanding now that we have from the rest of the Bible of saying that bad things happen because sin has entered the world, and sin is what causes bad things to happen through everything else. Because that's just how it works. The world is falling apart. It's been falling apart for thousands of years now, and it's going to go for at least another 1,000, but we don't know how long. But it's going to end, and it's going to end big boom, which would be pretty awesome, but we won't be there to see it, sadly. Although it would have been pleasant to see, actually. It's kind of cool at the same
I
time.
think you'll only see it for a moment.
Yeah, but when the entire universe melts, that would be awesome. That'd make a good movie. Should write that down, Hollywood. Okay, going forward, verse 8. He says, look, I go forward. See what I did there? He is not there. Backward, but I cannot perceive him. When he works on the left hand, I cannot behold him. When he turns to the right hand, I cannot see him. But he knows the way that I take, and when he has tested me, I shall come forth as gold. So he's basically saying, I've been looking around trying to find where God is. I've been praying, I've been talking, I've been trying to figure out what I did, but I know I didn't do anything. And so he's saying here, he's looked every direction he can look, tried to find out where God is, but God knows exactly where he is, and like it says here in verse 10, when he has tested me, I shall come forth as gold. So he's saying there's no impurity in me. I am basically, in his perspective, pretty much perfect. Which, as far as humanly goes, I was pretty close to him. Obviously, he was still a sinner at some point, some way, shape, form in his life. We don't know what it was, but it could have been something stupid like he punched his little brother or something. He shouldn't have. We don't know. Obviously, he's not perfect, but he's pretty close to it. And he knows that he hasn't done anything wrong, and so he knows that God's going to show that he's really good. Now, I don't like gold jewelry because it's kind of gaudy, but that doesn't mean that gold's not really good stuff. I mean, it's fun to carry around, at least. I like carrying around gold brick for him. It gets really heavy quickly.
Have you ever actually carried a gold brick?
Yes, I have one. I have a small one. It's like this big.
Okay, I mean like a real
It's an ingot.
size gold brick.
Yes, I've carried real gold bricks before.
Heavy?
Yes, they're very heavy.
They weren't ours.
Sadly, they were not ours, but yes, I've held gold bricks before. I have moved them around at coin shows and stuff before.
Oh,
I did not get to move them back to my house. I would like to.
Okay.
But gold's really pretty. I mean, I don't want his jewelry though, because it doesn't match my color scheme. But gold's still pretty. And that's why people wanted it for thousands of years, because it's pretty and it's nice and it's really flexible for metal. It's kind of funny. But generally, throughout time, people have said it's as pure as gold, which, when gold's nice and been melted down to 24 carats, then obviously it's very pure and it doesn't have anything that makes it not shiny at that point. And that's really what I was talking to here.
Or make it brittle. Or...
Yeah, it's not brittle at that point, but it's still very flexible until you get into thick sections. Okay, with a gold bar that's this thick, it's not flexible, but you can dent it by pushing on it. It's not like in movies where they hit people in the head with them and stuff, knock them out. It wouldn't do that. Well, it might knock them out, but it'll knock the brick out of shape too. So in verse 11 it says, "My foot is held fast to his steps. I have kept his way and not turned aside. I have not departed from the command of his lips. I have treasured the words of his mouth more than my necessary food." So the funny thing here is that the words haven't actually been spoken yet at this point. That we would say he's referencing now, because obviously Job comes after Genesis. And Moses was told to take the word and hide it in your heart. And he was also told that the word that's being given in the Ten Commandments is more important than the manna that they're being provided with partages. But at this point, it hadn't happened yet. But he's still acknowledging the fact that's illustrated throughout the rest of Scripture, that food is important to nourish us, yes, but we can't live without Scripture. I mean, we can be alive, but spiritually we're still dead. And he's saying here, I've internalized everything that you've said. I've done what I'm supposed to do. I've done everything you told me to do. So what's going on? And he's tired.
I am very tired, sorry.
Good thing we're almost done. And so now we get into verse 13 that she's excited about. You want to read it?
So he is unique, and who can make him change? And whatever his soul desires, that he does.
No, 14.
For he performs what is appointed for me, and many such things are with him.
Okay, so this is where he switches what he's saying, because he's gone from, I would like to go to the judge. I would like to prove that I'm right. And then saying, I've kept everything I've been told to do. I've done everything right. To here saying, okay, I made my case to my friend already. But God doesn't have to listen to me, because God can do whatever he feels like, because he's God. And he's saying that if God wants something to happen, it's going to happen. And that's not going to change. And so he's saying that no matter what he does, if God has it in his mind that he's going to punish Job, Job's going to get punished. But he really hopes that he's not, because he knows he hasn't done anything wrong. But he's acknowledging that God's in control no matter what. And so in 15 it says, therefore, so why is it therefore? Therefore, I am terrified at his presence. When I consider this, I am afraid of him. So taking this in consideration of what he just went through, I've made my case. I know I'm innocent. I know why I should not be punished like this, but I'm being punished. But I know that God is in control. And because of that, I'm terrified what he can still do to me. I mean, what else is there to have happened to him? His whole family's dead. All of his money's gone. All of his possessions are gone. Even his health is gone. Literally the only thing he has left is his wife. Which his wife hasn't proven to be a very great one at this point. So, I mean, what else does he have to lose at this point? And the answer there is he doesn't want to go to hell. And that's a really good reason, really. But he says in 16, "For God made my heart weak, and the Almighty terrifies me, because I was not cut off from the presence of darkness, and he did not hide deep darkness from my face." So he's saying that he has gone here, and he has seen all the bad things that are going to happen. And he's seen what could happen in his life. And God has not hid them from him. And so he's had all the blessings, but he's had all of these bad things happen to him, and he knows there's still more that can happen. And so he's just terrified at this point that even though he's made his case that he's innocent, that God may not be willing to judge him as being innocent when it comes down to it. And that seems like a really sad place to end this chapter. But that's where it does.
But 16 and 17, "For God made my heart weak, and the Almighty terrifies me. Because I was not cut off from the presence of darkness, and he did not hide deep darkness from my face." So he's saying that God has not sheltered me from the existence of those things, and yet God has provided for him through those situations, I guess. Am I completely off?
Well, I just went through the university.
I was not asleep.
Yeah, it's just him talking about he knows what still can happen to him.
Yes, I heard you say that. Oh, you
Of going to hell.
Yes, it's... To me, it doesn't sound as dark and brooding and just, like, discouraging as the way it seems to you. I understand
It's like Batman.
what would happen if I were guilty, and I understand what you're saying. God's not hidden that from me, but that's not where I'm at. Like, I guess telling Eliphaz, yeah, I understand that I understand what you're saying, basically. But really, you're still wrong, because that's not where I'm at. I'm not guilty, even though you say you think I am.
Yes, he's not guilty.
Yes, but that's kind of what he's saying, right?
Yes, he did say
16
that.
and 17?
No, he said that earlier.
Okay.
And then he went to, I know that God can still send me to hell because of, regardless of I'm innocent or not, because he's God.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's fine. Emily's very tired. Kind of be funny to watch on the video though, see how long she's been asleep.
I want to be asleep.
Okay, is there anything else you'd like to say before we pray so you can go to sleep?
No, not really.
She said it's bad to fall down the ice. Don't do that.
Yes, I fell the other day, and it's hurting a lot. But
And she's tired.
prayers would be appreciated.
For her to not fall down and to feel better.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and pray then. Dear Lord in heaven, we thank you for this day, and thank you for the example we have in Job. We thank you that he obviously could not see what was going on, and that we get the privilege of seeing the view from heaven's perspective and from the human perspective in him. And just that we get to see that he did come through everything, even though He wasn't perfect. And it gives us hope that we can come through our trials in not necessarily a perfect way, but know that we can still bring glory to your name through them. We just thank you that you are a great and mighty God, and just ask you to have your hand on us this week. Emily to feel better, and help us not to fall down anymore, and help her to get lots of rest tonight. We just ask that you continue to use us to bring glory to your name. We just thank you that you are the great and mighty God, and there truly is nothing that can change your mind. And once you've decided something, that it's going to happen no matter what. Just thank you for you being sovereign and giving us your son to die on the cross for us. Just thank you that you provided eternal life through that, and that's the only way to get there. Thank you for everything you've done. In your wonderful name I pray. Amen.
Alright, I suppose that's all for today. Sorry, I'm boring.
Boring. Just tired.
Yeah, but still, God is working, and I think I'm excited to see where the conversation goes next week. So,
I guess it goes to Job continues. God seems different.
yeah. So, anyway.
I like titles, by the way.
Alright, thanks for watching. We might do another video, just on the conference that we went to, right?
Maybe. We should do that for Saturday. We'll find out.
I think that's the plan. It was a great conference. It was encouraging and challenging, and yeah, it was just good.
Hard on digestion.
Well, we went to Mexican for lunch with a friend, and then Chinese the same day with a bunch of friends. So yeah, it's been interesting. So alright, thanks so much for tuning in, and please share your thoughts and comments in the comments, and
the video.
Like, subscribe, share if you feel so inclined and so led. There you go. My plug.
Your plugs.
Right. Thanks. Bye. Have a good night.